guys, this is Vanessa Joy here for Shutter Mag, and if you checked out my article this month, you now know that communicating with your clients not only is one of the most important things that you can do, but it can be one of the most difficult. Since photographers are usually not naturally writers or communication majors in college, some of these things can be a little bit hard to navigate. But what I want to give you now are 3 of the most common things that you can miscommunicate to your clients. Now, a lot of these are thanks to online articles or just a traditional way of saying something without actually knowing what it means. So first, number 1, the first most commonly mistaken or miscommunicated thing that between photographers and clients is raw files. How many times have you had a client ask you for raw files and you look at them and you're like, do you even know what that means? And most of the time they don't, unless they, have a computer background or, do photography as a hobby. But what they're really typically asking is if they will be able to have all of the proofs. So the way that I communicate this to them is say, no, I don't give you the raw files. I actually do one better for you. I edit all your files for you and then give them to you so they're properly color corrected, they're properly exposed and ready for you to be able to use and open on pretty much any computer program that you want. And they're also print ready for you as well. So I turn it into a positive. Typically, actually, I start by answering yes instead of answering no, and then explain what it is that I actually give them. That brings me to common miscommunication number 2 between photographers and clients, the difference between editing and retouching. So many clients will ask me, do you edit your photos? And in their mind, typically that means, do you edit them, meaning do you retouch them? Do you have blemishes removed and flyaway hairs and open eyes that are closed and things like that? And in their mind, they're really thinking, do you Photoshop your images? So when I meet with my clients, I make sure that I absolutely distinguish the difference between retouching and editing. I let them know that I edit all of my files for what we just said before, color and exposure and things like that. And then I let them know that anything that's included in their album, they also get retouched, any basic retouching done completely complimentary. And I'll even expand on that to even further tell them what retouching is by saying things like removing flyaway hairs, blemishes, wrinkles, and anything else that you would like upon request that is possible for my editors to do. I will sometimes let them know that things like swapping heads or moving a person into a photo who wasn't there or opening eyes may or may not be possible. We can address it at that point. And then number 3, the third thing that is very often miscommunicated is the difference between high and low resolution. A lot of times, especially if you offer both to your clients, they don't really know what that means. What they typically want, and in their minds, the way that they could translate this easily and the way you can communicate it to them easily, see, I'm having trouble even communicating this, is by telling them that they're either web-ready images or they're print-ready images. Because really the 2 things that your clients want to do with their images are either put them online or print them, right? So instead of talking to them about high and low resolution, which they may not understand the ins and outs of, talk to them in their language. If you're giving both types of files away, say this package comes with low resolution web-ready images. So your images are ready to share online, but they won't look so good if you print them. Or the higher package comes with print-ready images, and even let them know up to what size they could print them up to without losing any clarity or quality. Another thing I like to do with my clients, even though I don't give low resolution images at all, I only include just the high resolution images in the packages that include them or a la carte, is I let them know that you can print them up to, I don't know, a 20 by 30, but typically people only want to print up to 4 by 6 or maybe an 8 by 10 and leave the larger photos to professional printing, because the professional printing will have a higher quality, of course, but also a longer lasting longevity to the image. And after all, we're telling our clients that I live on Main Street, I'm so sorry. We're telling our clients that these images are there to be an heirloom for their children to fight over, when they pass and things like that. So you want to aid in that storytelling by talking about the longevity of images, especially ones that are going to be more of a wall portrait and a long-lasting print. So there it is, 3 common miscommunications between photographers and their clients. And definitely, if you have not already, check out the article in this month's Shutter Mag video, and I will see you next time.